Every day you and I get bombarded with negative news. Just like the body becomes what we eat, the mind becomes what we're putting in. It is important to listen to stories that not only gives you hope, but also inspires you and uplifts you. In this podcast, we're interviewing experts who will break down the solutions to the world's most pressing problems. And I promise you, if you listen to this podcast, you will not only stay informed, but you will also feel more energy in your life. Welcome to Greatcom Talks with Greatcom is a philanthropic project where we're donating 100% of our profit towards the most effective cause areas, like protecting the rainforest, funding climate change technology. And if you want to help us to make even more donations, the best thing that you can do is to subscribe to this channel. And the topic of today is humanitarian aid and disaster relief. And to understand more about this, we have invited Dana Coppola from the nonprofit organization Embrace Relief. So I want to say welcome, Dana, to this interview.
Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to diving into the problem and the solution with you.
Right. And if you look on the website, there's Embrace Relief's website, and you have different problems that you would address. Could you start by just clarifying what problems are you guys seeing that you want to help solve?
So first and foremost, just in a nutshell, Embrace Relief is mainly focused on relieving the suffering from hunger and poverty worldwide. But we started off as a nonprofit organization for disaster relief, and since then, 2013, we have blossomed into taking on challenges such as hunger relief, refugee relief, as well as women's empowerment, education, clean water, assisting orphans and orphanages, as well as healthcare.
If I would summarize that, I'm hearing basic needs that many people have, but many people also not have. So helping people with basic needs.
Yeah, basic needs and basic human rights, and having access to all of those necessities and opportunities that we believe every human being deserves to have.
Help us understand more, what is the work that you're doing? How does it Embrace Reliefs? How does it fit into the puzzle of helping people?
So I would say Embrace Relief fits into the puzzle of helping people, being that we are public servants on a local, national, and international scale. So what we do is we really try to bridge the gap between the donor and the beneficiaries by doing nonstop reporting directly from the ground where donations are going to help in cases such as building water wells in Chad or Cameroon. Also, just by getting the word out of our mission to as many people as possible, and then helping and reaching as many people as possible. And we do that by research-driven sustainable development, which means that we take great care in the work that we do and where we do it and who we work with. So we always make sure that we are doing what we can do to the best of our abilities. And we are well aware that the work never stops. So there's never a finish line. It's always, how can we improve? How can we get better?
You're talking about, do you have, you go from the work that you're doing is coming from research-based. Tell us, how big are the challenges right now in like solving people without water? How many people are we talking about that doesn't have that? People who might not have food, people who do not have a home, people who lack certain educational skills that would be necessary to get a job. How big are the challenges that we're seeing here?
Unfortunately, the challenges are very large. They can be overwhelming when you look at as a whole, which is why we definitely have these different programs and we tailor their needs specifically for that program. So in the world, there's over 1 billion people who have zero access to clean water, which causes a plethora of issues from, agricultural difficulties as well as people contracting diseases. And so the way that we use our research driven model is that for, let's say, in our water program, we survey different communities, villages throughout Africa. Let's say in Kenya, Chad, Cameroon, Nigeria, which are just some of the countries that we work in. And so we survey the people, but also the land. So once we figure out where or what village that we're going to build a water well in, we survey the land instead of just digging. And we don't just stop digging at the first source of water that we hit. We go more into the clay and the earth until the second source of water, which means that it's going to be guaranteed filtered water that will be a supply that won't run out. That's just one of the examples of how we are using our research methods to ensure these sustainable developments and solutions. Now, when it comes to bringing education and healthcare to vulnerable communities worldwide, each program faces its own challenges, but we found that working directly with local and international governments, such as the African Union and also local partners we have on the ground, we're able to make really close ties with those partners, and we're able to assess the needs of the people there and get what they need in order to help them in their growth.
Let's say I'm shifting focus a little bit here. And let's say someone would like to donate to be a part of supporting. What happens with the money that people donate? Do you have a specific number where people can lean back towards and say, yeah, I've actually contributed to this amount of people getting this? Does it work like that?
Yeah, so when somebody goes onto our website and chooses a program to donate to, at least 90% goes directly to that program. That number can go up more, so 91, 95% goes directly to the program, and then the other is used for administrative costs, but we try to keep that as low as possible because we truly believe that donors are taking time to first research a nonprofit that they wish to donate towards. And if we find that they identify with our mission and trust in us enough to give us their money, donate their money to us to do what we are promising to do, we owe them that, not just to that donor, but to the people that we're representing to help.
So at least 90% would be guaranteed to go to.
Guaranteed, yes.
Personally, I made a commitment because I'm fortunate enough to even have the possibility to donate 10% of my income every month. And so now I get into this choice. Where should I start looking? Where would you recommend people where you really believe it does have a big impact if someone would like to be generous enough to give something that they have? Where would you donate?
Within my own organization?
Yes, because you have 8 different directions, I guess, where you could start helping.
Yeah, which is something just on the topic of having 8 main programs. I really love that because I think that there's something for everyone that they're passionate about. But I believe that I would donate to our clean water campaign. This is because just from working inside the organization, I've seen a lot of growth in the past 2 years of working. And I've seen the direct impact that it has on the villages where the water wells are built, the people who get the water from the water wells. And I that's one of the main programs I definitely stand behind, because I've seen pictures of, it's amazing the pictures that we receive back from our partners on the ground, and just seeing kids like play in this water, this clean water, and they're so exuberant and excited, which is something that we take so for granted. You know, I can walk 7 feet and turn on a faucet and not worry about getting cholera or dysentery or, you know,